Hello, it's Grammy. I hadn't told y'all, but at the end of May, that tooth that I'd been having problems with broke off again. And there was only one dentist available for the whole month of June at the dentist that I go to. So she was covering the load for the two dentists, and she didn't have any openings. So they put me on a waiting list and told me that as soon as if anybody canceled, they would, I'd be first to be called. Well, nobody canceled, but I had an appointment for today, July 7th. So for over a month, I have been putting tooth wax on this tooth that's broke off, and then keeping my upper, in my mouth for over a month to hold that wax on. I even was sleeping in it. Well, last night, today's the day I'm going, but last night, my my partial broke in half. So that'll have to be fixed too. And the reason I had to keep tooth wax on this tooth, it's not been hurting, thank goodness, but it has a rod in the middle of it, and that rod was sticking out. And if I didn't keep wax on it, it would catch on my lip. Uh, I've had a really hard time eating. I've had to eat on this side of my mouth again for over a month, but my appointment today is at 11 o'clock, so I'm going again to see what we're going to do about this tooth. And wanted to show you my finger, my arthritis, this index finger here on my left hand. And that's how swelled it gets from that arthritis. And here's the one on my right. You can see the difference. And then I get swelling in my wrist. I don't know if you can tell that, but right here on the side of my wrist and on top, I have swelling, and then this one is, you can see the difference. This little finger on my right hand is very stiff and sore and painful, such as this index finger on my left hand. I can't bend it any more than that, where with this one, I can bend it all the way down. Anyway, just showing you kind of what dealing with. Last night, after my partial uppers broke, while I was just brushing them, I had to cover this again with the wax and put gauze over it to sleep and press it into that wax. And this morning I've eaten my breakfast again over here with this gauze. Anyway, I've got to get ready to go to the dentist and change this and get cleaned up a little bit. I've ate a little bit, took my medicine, sitting here drinking my coffee, and just wanted to check in with y'all and let you know that that's kind of been going on with me. And been sitting here watching some YouTube videos this morning, and every day is just a nightmare that we can't wake up from. With what these Republican MAGAs, Trumpers, are doing. I was seeing the one video about where they're selling the merchandise on that alligator concentration camp down there in Florida. You know, caps and t-shirts, and they're selling it. And people think that's cute, where people's lives are being destroyed. I don't know when or if people are going to wake up and realize all the things that are happening. The flood down in Texas with how the people that have been killed and the little children that are missing and their parents are trying to find them and in the flood and Trump and his administration cut out the National Weather Service that warned Americans of disasters headed their way and gave them as much information as humanly possible by all the years of research done to develop systems so that people could be warned and it could help them maybe save some lives. And but they did away with that. Too much money being spent on that, and people die. Just as with gun control, because when we were having so many school shootings all the time, and you wanted to try to come up with some legislation to try to do a little bit more gun control to prevent people from getting these guns that were whacked out and going into schools and churches and music venues and whatever, and just opening fire on people and trying to come up with something that would help eliminate some of that. But Republicans don't want to do that, and they want to tell all you dumbasses out there that the Democrats are trying to come for your guns. Well, I value people's life more than I do these stupid guns. I mean, Democrats own guns too. There's nothing wrong with owning a gun for your self-protection. But we have to have regulations and laws to protect human beings. Such as that flood in Texas, now that they've cut out the National Weather Service that could inform people and let them know when things are coming. And by the way, that alligator concentration camp is built in the Everglades. And Kristi Noem is out there bragging about that 62 million alligators will be fed. Because there's 62 million Latinos in America. What is wrong with you people? And you don't want to wake up? You want to criticize people that are woke? You want to hate on DEI? When we're trying to include everybody and everything, that we're all human beings, equal as human beings. Anyway, had to go on a little rant. But I just wanted to check in with everybody and let you know I'm still kicking and fixing to get ready to go to my dentist's appointment and get this tooth fixed again. Keep trying to take care of myself. And have to sit here and wonder if I live 4 or 5 more years, what's going to happen to me as far as my medical treatment? Along with everybody else. Along with everybody else. You people just don't care about anybody, do you? Like I said the other day, the God is money. But then, these things happen like the flood and school shootings or whatever, and everybody says, now's not the time for politics. We all need to pray. And I've said that before on my videos too. If not now, when? We had programs set up. And you just wanted to do away with that so they could get more money for the trillionaires and the billionaires. And screw the rest of us. And that includes you, Republicans and MAGA Trumpers, that includes you and your family and your children and your grandchildren. I just, can't hardly talk about anything anymore without getting upset. Try to have a good day. Try to take care of yourself. Be informed as much as you can. And to the Democrats, we have to stick together. Love to all. Grammy Antonia. Bye.